We're going to test poundage on a Glock 45, model 45. We're going to try to improve the trigger on it. Okay, we're going to do maybe 3 or 4 pulls on it. I'm using a Wheeler gauge on it. Let's see what we get for the first one. Almost 7 pounds, 6 3/4 pounds. Six and 3/4. Ooh, it's way off from the 5. Try it again. It's a little bit over 6.5 pounds. Almost 6 3/4 again. At least it's consistent. Alright, let's try it one more time. Same thing. About 6 3/4. Okay. Hold on, I was going to use a Glock 17 because it's the same grip frame and everything else on it. This one here is very old. Well, that's another story in itself, but we're just going to use it for comparison. Okay, let's see what we get this one down to. Alright. This one says 5 1/4. Try it again. That one got right at 5. One more time. One more time. It's right at 5 again. Okay. So the second and third time, it's at 5 and at 5 for the Glock 17. So now, I'll put this off to the side. Put this off to the side. And let's see what happens if we give it a little polish job. Alright. Take off the slide. This one here. There it comes off. Okay, put the slide off to the side. We're just going to mainly do the Glock 45. Okay. Let's see. Punch. And gunsmithing block. Okay. There's only one hole here. One pin to take out, which is pretty cool. They went back to old school style, and we're gonna have to get the pin out first. So we'll wiggle it. I always go left to right when I take out pins. And let me just see, maybe just wiggle it a little bit so you get it out. Took a little finesse, but we got the pin out. Now we're going to take out the rear pin, which also holds on that beaver tail on the back. And then we're going to take out this block, trigger block. I like to use a little screwdriver. Let me see if I got one here handy. There we go. And in there, this comes out. The slide released. Whole trigger assembly. We can set the frame off to the side. There's the trigger assembly. And it's a little different than the other ones. It just pops right out. There's the springs already in there. It stays in there. So you don't want to mess with it too much. Just leave it alone. Leave it in there and you could snap it right back in. Here's the connector. If you have a new one, we're going to try it without putting a new one in there right now. You get a small screwdriver. We're just going to push the connector. There's a little spot in the back here. Just push it out a little bit if you can. Try not to bend it. You don't want to mess up the angle, so get down as far as you can and ease it out. So there we go. We got it out. We're going to set this off to the side. Set this off to the side. It looks pretty oxidized. I don't know why. It's not very shiny. This is that, what they call the in-between one. They got the little dot on it. That means it's, I guess it's like the new 4.5 or whatever they say it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the one for the Gen 5s. Okay, let me get my stuff out to polish it, and I'll be back. We're back. I got the Ryobi I use. It's got a polishing wheel on it. You can use whatever you want. Fritz is real good too. I use Mother's Mag Polish. Walmart has it. It's cheap, and I don't use that much of it ever. So I put a little bit on the wheel like that, and then what I do is I hold over the garbage can just to get some on the wheel. And we're going to start here. We're going to start polishing the trigger bar up. Remember, we're just polishing it. We're not taking anything off. We're just polishing it up. Let's see how the difference is on it. Oh yeah, you could tell the difference. See how much shinier and stuff it is? It won't hurt neither if you want to do the whole bar. I just think it makes it look good if you want to do the whole bar. And then over here too, where else it makes contact, we'll hit that little plunger on the top slide. Rub that a little bit. You'd be surprised. It makes a difference too. Like I said, we're not taking any metal off. We're just polishing it. That's all we're doing. If you want to run it across here too, a little bit, it ain't gonna hurt. It's just gonna make it look nicer. Yeah, see, it makes it look, I don't know, that part there really doesn't have to be polished, but it makes it look nicer. So everything's nice and polished. They used to call it a 25-cent trigger job. I don't know, you call it whatever you want, but here's a one too. It's not polished. It's smooth though. Well, we'll clean it up. Like I said, it just cleans it up real nice. It's polishing and stuff like that. So it's only one way this could go back in, so I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory back here. Just be careful when you take the stuff apart to make sure you see how the stuff goes together, so you can get it back in there. So this one here wants to have a little bit of a fit going back in. Okay, it was this, I got in there, and it's supposed to have a little bend in it too. There it goes in there. A little spring action to rub up against it. It'll go in place once you get the trigger bar in there. I didn't mess with it on the inside here. I didn't think it was necessary. But you have to get up underneath this little spring like that. And there, it's in place. Just like that. I think it's easier to get in than the older ones, but we'll see. We got that together. Looks pretty clean down there. So we'll see if we could get it in there. I know it's kind of hard to see because my hands get in the way a lot of times. There it is, we got it in place. Let's put the rest of it back together. This locking block, well, we got it out, might as well wipe it off too. You know what, let's just polish it up a little bit too. We'll make everything run a little better on it. There. That looks, it even looks better. You got that polished up, things should slide smoother now. See what happens. Put that back in where it goes. Same way we took it out. Slides right in there. Okay, same way with the slide release. While you got it out, you might as well clean it up a little bit. Put it in there. You know what? I made a mistake. Should have put the slide release in. With the generation 3 and 4s and 2s and stuff, it wasn't necessary to do it like that. That just slides right into place. This goes on top. Just like that. Then you got your pin. Make sure it's cleaned off. No sense putting gunk back in there. So you get it back in there with no problems. Okay. We got that in place. Now, let's put the slide on. and see if it made a difference or not. I don't know. Like I said, it couldn't hurt anything. Feels better. I'm not going to say it's 100% better, but we'll see what happens this time. We'll put it back down to 0. The ones we did before, where were they? Alright. 6 3/4 it was before. Let's see if it gets better than 6 3/4. Oh. So that's 5 3/4. Wow, I dropped it almost a pound. Let's try it again. The second one is this 6. Alright. That one was 5 3/4. So, you're probably wondering, was it worth it? I think it is. And then we just used the original Glock parts that were in there. There's other things we could do too. It might make it go better too. I'm not going to go in too much details about working on the slide too. If you take out the firing, the striker out of it, and well, hey, I'll show you on it. You take out the striker, and this part right here, you polish that up. It'll make a big difference. If you want to, you can also polish this up here. It'll make a big difference. I'm not going into all that yet. I'm not going. That's probably going to be for another series on it to see what we could do. Okay. Till next time. Okay. And like always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And like always, if you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you like the video, hit like. Leave a comment too. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate you watching.